The first thing you will recognize is that my skin is not either here nor there. But I can tell you that I have been living in Africa and African countries for 30 years before I made my own in India. And as it so happened, my first 2 years living in India were in Chennai. What it allows me to have is, having worked in around about 37 countries across the African continent out of the 55 countries we have, is a good understanding of how things work or how they not work, what can be done and what should be done. It is also my opinion that whatever work is done between India and any African state is that the partners are to be of equal standing, that there is not one junior partner in it. The pluses are, of course, that both the countries of Africa all are developing countries, and so is India developing countries. So it is not a sort of top-down kind of attitude, I think, that would be approached. That we have COMESA here joining us with an office in Chennai is significant, because the entrance to South India by sea is Chennai. And I look forward to be part of this incredible journey that is about to be undertaken more vigorously than ever before, for bringing the African continent and the mystic India together.
I want to acknowledge the fact that the formation of such kind of trade council would be an eye-opener, and also a gateway to just go and look for what is really going on in Ethiopia, because in Ethiopia and also in Africa, because Ethiopia, India and Africa really share a lot of commonalities. There are many things. You can call it in culture, you can call it in different kind of sentiments, relation, and also even the fight against colonialism and whatever kind of thing. So taking all this into consideration, the formation of such kind of trade council would really help to strengthen the relationship between Africa and India, and also specifically when we come to Ethiopia, since we still have a very strong relation with India, we want to use this initiative as a means to go into the second level, and thank you so much.
Good morning to all of you. I basically run a company called Corporate Clinic and also BRK Academy. Corporate Clinic is basically into consulting services, to niche consulting, basically merger acquisitions, fund syndication, private equity, etc. As part of the portfolio, we also handle corporates, which means that across industries we serve. That is one of the reasons why I was invited for the webinar which took place in November 30th. I was asked to make a presentation on COMESA, of Indian COMESA relationship. So I did the presentation, where I found that most of the African countries, between Africa and India, we have a lot of things in common. For example, the forest reserves, as also the agri reserves, quite huge, which is not being tapped properly. That's what I feel. So that needs to be the focus for the first to start the relationship. Now, COVID, I think, is one of the key things that is happening in the world. In India, basically, we found that COVID did not affect people who have a good immunity levels, and those people who had a clean life, they are not affected. Disciplined food, not been affected. So most of the food what we take, particularly in South Indians, like our turmeric, garlic, all these are blended or added to the as a spice to these foods. So therefore, the immunity level has gone up very well. So therefore, most of us are not affected by the COVID. So that's one. The second, so which means agro-pharmaceuticals, naturalisticals will be one of the focus areas in the relationship which I'm going to take it forward. And particularly from Tamil Nadu, Pondicherry and Kerala, I think all of us agree that we have focus on agro reserves. So, for example, I can tell you a few products which you are trying to introduce. For example, for the eye, vitamin A is a key component. It's a product called beta-carotene. Beta-carotene is chemically manufactured worldwide, but the same beta-carotene is available in blue green algae, which can be developed in lands in Kerala and Tamil Nadu. So these are very good substitutes for chemical products. So like this with African countries, particularly commercial countries, we can definitely have a long way to go. And I am sure with the size of these two continents, subcontinent and the continent, I think we'll take a very good space in the global map shortly. Thank you.
On the grounds of agricultural cooperation, on the grounds of technical collaboration, and India's support, especially during the COVID times, has been very immense on the aspect of the health collaborations that we have made. Apart from that, if you look at the whole region as such, the Africa Free Trade Agreement that is launched in January 2021, which will be implemented by 2030, that is an action plan. So the whole region is going to be completely in line. Everybody has their own needs. That we have got neighboring countries next to Ethiopia. We have Djibouti. Djibouti has its own strategic relations with India. Ethiopia has its own relations with India. So Ghana has its own relations. Namibia, Zimbabwe. So every just like Mr. Chris said, 54 countries. We all have important, different successful stories with all countries very equally as per those nine. Thank you. Member delegation, ma'am, we have explored last year the project of airport in Djibouti, for which the GMR had conducted meetings to build a private airport, and now we are finalizing aspects of post-COVID. A lot of plans that happened pre-COVID, are going to be altered, are being relooked at and modified. So we are due to the economical aspects of how things are also happening. It's a global thing. So the 30-member delegation would comprise of visiting Ethiopia, Djibouti, and down we are going to go to
India, my good friend from Delhi, Shri Asif Iqbal, Shri Krishna Kumar, and other office bearers of the India-Africa Trade Council. It's a great pleasure to be here for this important roundtable, which I'm grateful that the IATC has organized on emerging India-Africa trade relations. There's no doubt about it that South India and the manufacturing here, the services, they provide an important component of India's exports to Africa, and in particular to East and Southern Africa. We have a special focus on this area today. And equally, one of the important things that link India with Ethiopia are our students. A large number of Ethiopian students come and study here in India. Of course, they study all over the country, but since so many good institutions are located in South India, so there too, this is an important and timely visit. So, health workers and municipal workers and frontline workers should be given this vaccine first, and so accordingly, we have requested all our partner countries to work out for themselves the quantum of vaccines that they will need right in the beginning, and to communicate it to us, and so that we can clear their export. As you may be aware, the Government of India currently requires to allow or certify the export of the vaccines. And Dr. Jaishankar has explained the two different vaccines that are available, the different modes of keeping them. One needs more refrigeration, one needs less. As it has in every other matter, and the modality of in which they could figure out their own requirements, communicate them to us, and we will ensure that those requirements are met. Well, I'm looking forward to the whole roundtable. I have seen with interest the people who will be speaking and the areas in which they will be speaking. I'm waiting to hear. The COMESA, as one of the 8 regional economic commissions of Africa, is an important entity. And there are other economic commissions with which too we have ongoing close relations. So with that, I think I will just say that it's a pleasure to be here.